Thanks for joining me on this edition of City and County with Big J. No guest today. We wanted to get everyone's feedback. We had a cancellation and we decided, you know what, there's a lot to talk about. You know, we have a lot going on in our community, from the protest in George Floyd and this new incident with Mr. Brooks in Atlanta, with another black man being killed by police. And the NBA, definitely we'll talk about that. Some of Kyrie Irving's comments regarding coming back playing in a bubble, basically, in Orlando. He's not too happy about that. And we'll also talk about the DPS and their decision to remove SROs in schools. That is a huge thing. Shouts out to Tay Anderson and the school board for doing that. We'll definitely get into that. There's a lot of interesting points that I think that we need to discuss with that. So we'll do all of those things right now on City and County with Big J. We're also giving away some T-shirts. So the best comments will win a America You Owe T-shirts, and we might even be able to get some McBride Impact T-shirts to give away too. We have a couple of those. Actually, McBride Impact is the sponsor of today's show. Make sure you check them out, McBrideImpact.org. A lot of great things that we will be doing. Our comic book is going. All of our programs will be starting. We're trying to finalize the culinary school. Everything we'll be doing is right there on our website, McBrideImpact.org. So let's get into this. We have a lot to unpack. So George Floyd, there have been 3 weeks of protests every day. Shouts out to Samuel Elfay and Peter, Elijah Wright, young activists, for putting a youth-led protest together. Lindsay Holloway also, great job. They've been doing it. They have a couple events. Miss Portia Cannon has an event today. Make sure you gather at the Glenarm Recreation Center 5 p.m. They'll be marching all the way to the Holly on that march. But a lot going on in our community. We've made some strides, it seems. There is a police initiative all around the country to outlaw chokeholds and bring up to date how police deal with us. And I think those things are definitely positive. But I don't want us to get too far ahead of ourselves, because those are concessions, and we have to be careful that we don't get caught up in concessions, because that's what they've been giving us for 400 years, is concessions to keep us in line. And this may be another way of doing that. They came with all these laws so quick, and most of these things they've told us over time take time to get on ballots and be voted for and all these things, and they're just pushing them through. So it seems a little bit of a placation, to me. I'm not 100% sure. At first, I was very encouraged. I have been thinking about it, and I was definitely encouraged by what I have seen. Definitely. And yes, we're live. We're looking for the link to be shared, and we will get that up and at them as soon as possible. But I was definitely encouraged, and I think if you're old enough to kind of see what we've seen at people who are going to be 50 in the next couple years, we've seen a lot. We've seen a lot of these incidents. We've seen a lot of young black people be murdered by police, and to see what has transpired over these past few weeks has been absolutely intriguing to me. By no means do I think we're out of the water or the woods yet. Example, Mr. Rashard Brooks was killed in Atlanta on Friday night. We're starting to get more information about that. I think he was 26, father of 4, had fell asleep in a drive-thru at a Wendy's. Police contacted him. And it looks like everything was good for the first 43 minutes of that contact, and then Things get out of hand. There's a scuffle. Mr. Brooks takes off. He is running with a taser, but they know he's not armed, and excessive force is used. So what have we really learned? I mean, what have we really gotten out of all of these protests and all of these riots? And an incident like this happens in a city where it's really still brimming, it's still hot there. So, what have we learned? Do these laws really mean anything? Police will be suspended or fired now, but is their job worth more than a life? I mean, these are the things that I'm having a real issue with right now. Mr. Brooks did take off, but he didn't have anything, and you could have let him go. You knew who he was. You could have picked him up later. There are all kinds of different other solutions than deadly force. So why is this the general thing that police go to? Their go-to thing is deadly force when they're dealing with us. And I mean, if you look at other stops with people who have privilege, I mean, I've seen them get all up in police faces and different things, and they're afforded a different a different customer service, if you will, by the police, definitely. And we don't have those options because we try to do some of those things or exercise some of the rights that we're given. We end up dead, as Mr. Floyd did, as Mr. Brooks just happened Friday, as we've seen over the course of our lifetimes and our parents' lifetimes and their parents before that. We haven't been valued as citizens in this country, and no time has America ever lived up to the Constitution. The part that says all men are created equal. At no time has America ever done that. So this is a new time for us. This is a time where we can be entering a new America, or is this the same old thing for us? I'm not 100% sure. So we'll definitely talk about that. We'll take your comments, questions online. So we're trying to get the link up right now, our network link to do that. Also, as we talk about what's going on, Kyrie Irving. I mean, you're talking about a young man who is one of the highest paid players in basketball, and came out and said some pretty intriguing and enlightening things. How he wasn't for the institutional racism and all the bullshit, and those were his words, as referring to the players coming back and playing basketball this year. I don't know if you guys have heard, but the NBA is considering bringing teams back to play in a kind of controlled environment in Orlando, in a bubble, if you will. Now, part of this, the pushback that the players are having is that they will be separated from their families for the remainder of the season, or the entirety of the season. They will be in the bubble, and they will be tested every day, and all of these other things. But what are we? I mean, what is Kyrie Irving right? I mean, is he right by saying these things? I mean, I'm not 100% sure. So we need to talk about these things. If you have any questions, comments, make sure you chime in right here on our network page. We get those for you live. Best comments will definitely win a America You Owe t-shirt, and also maybe a McBride Impact t-shirt. The show is being brought to you by the McBride Impact, which I'm definitely proud of, since I am the founder of the McBride Impact. We're doing all kinds of educational, equitable programs for young people of color. Definitely check us out, McBrideImpact.org. We'll get back to this George Floyd thing. As I said, I mean, we've had 3 weeks of protest, 3 weeks of exercising our rights and doing things that normally it's a day or two, maybe a week, but we've been at it for 3 weeks now, every day, in some places, and we're thinking we're making these strides, right? Because all of a sudden, there are these initiatives that are different police forces around the country are coming up with. Different organizations are pushing these bills through, but what I don't understand is that these seem like they're concessions more than legit policy changes. You know what I'm saying? These are concessions to us as Black people for what we've gone through for the past 400 years, and these are also things that are placating our allies. They can't understand some of the things that we've gone through, but when they see these things, they can see, okay, well, things are changing, and we can say that, and that's a positive thing. We're taking steps. We are definitely taking steps to to things where we need to be, but we're definitely not there yet, and we can't, as Black people, think that what they've done is enough. Like, no, this is just the start. I mean, we have to do some serious reconstruction in this country for things to be equitable. Redlining and everything that has gone on for decades concerning that, and us not being able to get home loans, or our schools not being able to get the tax money because of our homes and neighborhoods aren't valued as much, so our schools don't get as much tax money, and they're suffering. So, I mean, we have a lot to do in this country, so we can't placate ourselves. We can't say these things that have happened over the past couple of weeks, especially with some of the things that have changed legally for us. We can't stop. We have so far to go. An example, look at what happened Friday night. So we can't get ahead of ourselves. We are still not valued the way we need to be valued, or not considered up to our worth here in this country. And we still have to fight every single day. Every single day. And these 3 weeks have been hard. We've lost people. Money has been lost, and violence and things like that. But we have to keep going because we're still being killed in these streets. So, let me know through your comments here on our network page how you feel. We're going to try to figure these things out. We're definitely going to try to figure these things out. We have to, as a community, and part of that is too, we have to get together and try to figure it out for all of our community, for the best of all of us, because everyone has an agenda. Black Lives Matter has an agenda. NAACP has an agenda. Normal Black people like me and you have an agenda, but we have to have one thing that we all can kind of agree on and present that to the people who vote on those kind of things, because we are not by any means in a place where we're controlling anything. And that's the part I want everybody to understand, is that we're still behind the 8 ball. No matter what these things that they're giving up now these are not real things. They count, but this is just the beginning. We need so much more. So we're gonna continue to do these things. You're watching City and County, your boy Big J. We have a lot more to talk about. We're definitely taking your calls, questions, comments right here on the AHRR Network page, my page, Jason McBride. You can check us out there. We're talking about a lot. We're talking about our community, what we need. What do you feel about what has happened these past 3 weeks? How do you feel about what just happened on Friday night in Atlanta? Kyrie Irving and NBA, and all of these things are tying in together. So definitely stay tuned. You're watching Big J, City and County with Big J right here on the AHRR Network. We got much more. Stay tuned. All right, we're back. Welcome back to City and County. I'm your boy, Big J. Don't have a guest today. We wanted to make this an interactive show. Let people comment, have any questions, comments concerning anything that we're talking about today. George Floyd, the protests, where we're going, where we're at. Rashad Brooks, who was killed in Atlanta on Friday night. Kyrie Irving, NBA, DPS, and their disassociation with police. We can talk about that. I think that's a very relevant thing. And like I said, shouts out to Tay Anderson and the Denver School Board for voting and getting police out of the schools. But I think this is the thing that I've kind of struggled with on this issue for the last since we started to talk about this happening. There is a school to prison pipeline. Yes. Understand that. Because that's part of why we do what we do, some of us in the community, is to eradicate that school to prison pipeline. Part of that is having officers in schools, giving them access to our kids and having them write tickets to these kids and getting them caught up in the judicial system and so on and so on and so on in the school to prison pipeline. But I think we've done this in rather hastily, and I'm really I can say this with no trepidation, is that I'm concerned that we've done this too fast and we don't have a backup. We don't have a plan. Like, okay, we need counselors. We need nurses in these schools because, yes, COVID is coming and we're going to have to do all of these different things. It's a new normal. I get that. Students are coming back. You're going to have to take temperatures. So we need a healthcare professional to do that. I get that. We need nurses. We definitely need counselors. We definitely need those people there because our kids are dealing with so much trauma, not only in their everyday lives, but so much generational trauma. And our kids take those things in, and it affects them. And this is real talk, and these are the things that are happening, and these are the things that we need to address. But we removed the SRO, so we basically effectively removed security from these schools. Trying to help our kids, definitely, but have we hurt them also by taking security out of schools? Wouldn't retraining SROs to not have access to kids in terms of giving them tickets or for anything else like that, but just having them there and for the security, because in my line of work, and I work for GRASP, the Gang Rescue and Support Project, just last year you had shootings outside of at a couple schools in the far northeast, and that was with an SRO there. So when you give these kids that extra umph and saying, hey, there's no police presence on these schools, that sometimes some of these schools need that because there are gangs and issues that we need to address in these schools before we remove these SROs. So maybe we should retrain them at their job, because I've been involved where 20 gang members went up to a school to deal with other gang members from opposite sides, and that happens on a regular basis at these schools. And so I've heard different things and different opinions about this. I've gotten to know some of these SROs, like Officer Henry at Montbello. Solid dude. I don't mind saying it right now. It's a solid dude. And there was another gentleman at Kepner that a lot of the school, parents and teachers, are really concerned with losing. And so, yes, there are bad apples in every bunch, but have we taken security away from our kids who desperately need it at some of these schools because we haven't addressed the shit that they're going through in these communities that makes them unsafe, walking to school or in school? If there's a school shooting, what are we going to do? Is the counselor going to counsel the dude at the door with the gun? Is the nurse going to treat him for COVID or test him for COVID as he's walking through the hall blasting people? We need security at these schools. Like it or not, that's where we're at in this day and age. And so when we remove a school resource officer who I said needs to be retrained and not have access to our children and giving them tickets, but maybe kind of highlighting the law enforcement field. And it doesn't have to just stop with being a police officer. You know, FBI, lawyers, everything connected to law enforcement, he could be highlighting and really kind of being that guy in that school that I think Officer Henry ultimately is, and I think the gentleman at Kepner and some other. There were only 18 or 19 schools with school resource officers. I want to know why that is. Are those schools with issues where you needed a school resource officer? What was the issue we put these people in the schools in the first place? Because Denver is full of schools, 300 or so, 400 or so schools, and there's only 18 or 19 that have school resource officers. I need to know what and why these people were put into business anyway. Why are they there in schools anyway? Are these schools that have issues? And let's be honest, some of our schools have issues because we as parents haven't gotten involved in our own kids' communities and schools to resolve some of the issues that we know they're going through. Because you know what? We have to bust our ass to live in this expensive ass city. So we can't devote the time that we need to as parents to find out what's going on at these kids' schools. Believe me, I'm in these schools every single day. Every single day. So when we talk about removing school resource officers, what are we doing? Okay, we've taken the threat of the prison school to prison pipeline away. 100% for that. Let's remove that threat. 100%. But now what do? How do we secure and provide safety for our kids? I don't know how we do that without someone who's armed. Because let's be frank, these kids are armed. And they're bringing guns to school. I'm sorry, this is just the truth. So there are guns in our schools every day. And school administrators that I've met with these past couple months, past couple years, understand that, and they don't deny it. Because it's hard to stop. Because if there's a whole issue with metal detectors or anything like that, because we don't want to give that impression that we live in. But right now, our schools are like that. We have to be honest. It's a scary time. It's a scary time to be a kid, a young person. So how do we effectively eliminate that threat for our young people, provide safety, but eliminate that school to prison pipeline? I mean, I have friends right now that I work with here that disagree with me, that feel like police should be removed from school. And I'm saying, okay, but what is the option? How are we securing our kids? How are we providing safety to our kids? Are we going to ask the Denver Public School team to be more involved and be at schools? Okay, I say put organizations like mine, like GRASP, and other organizations, Struggle of Love, Grid in these schools. But what is the budget? Because you need to secure these schools, but you also need to mentor some of these kids who are taking wrong turns in life. And if you can do that without a police officer being there, okay, fine. We can provide some form of security in organizations that, like mine, like GRASP, like Struggle of Love, like Grid, like IEG. But what are we going to ultimately do? We have to get these kids what they need in school educationally and also the protection that they need. And okay, the school resource officer wasn't working for you guys, and it was voted 7-0 through the school board. Shouts out to Tay Anderson and everything he did. But Tay, I need you to understand, we need to get a plan in place now. We need to figure out how we're going to protect these kids now. You've done a great job in removing these people that you feel like is a threat, that we all feel like, okay, school to prison pipeline. I get it. But now what do? What do we do to secure our kids' safety? Nurses and counselors can't do that. They can provide what we need them to provide our kids at school that our kids have desperately needed at these schools. It's a shame that some of our schools don't have a school nurse. That's an absolute travesty to me. It's a shame that our schools don't have the counseling that they need, especially in today's time where these kids are dealing with so much in their lives, so much of their own trauma, and as I said, so much of the generational trauma. But we're taking security away. Let's understand that. We have to get a plan in place. If we don't get a plan in place, then we've given up. We've given kids something, but we've taken something away from them. And we need to give our kids. We don't need to take anything away. We need to secure our kids and get them counseling and get them nurses too. So we all have to come together and figure this out. Because right now, I'm not really sure that that's necessarily the answer. I think we can retrain these people, keep them away from our kids in terms of writing tickets, but but empower them to get involved and be great mentors like Officer Henry is in Montbello. I was on a call, I think it was Tuesday, down at City Council or school board, and we were all talking about this, and I heard some really reflective comments from administration out in far northeast. Shots out to everything they're doing out at MLK Early College. Miss Grayson does a great job. Dean Hawkins, Mr. Murdoch, and I was able to listen to them. I was able to listen to Murdoch. I was able to listen to Hawk, and they passionately. And these are school administrators at a school that has an issue, and they don't try to hide it because they've had me speak there a couple different times. They've had me train teachers on gangs and things, some of the things that they're dealing with at their school. They're trying to be proactive about these things. They're doing great. But they also understand that there's an issue, and when you remove that school resource officer, you take a step back in safety and security for your children. And I heard Murdoch say the things he said. I heard Hawk say the things he said. I heard another, I forgot who it was, but I heard another administrator from Collegiate Prep Academy, CPA, where there was a shooting right outside the school last year. And a retaliatory shooting the next day at MLK. These people are in these schools every day, and these are great people that no one talks about doing great things for the kids in our community, in our schools. So we have to start listening to them. Why wouldn't we? They're there every day. We have to be honest with ourselves. In terms of our kids' education, we are failing them. We are failing our kids in a lot of different ways. And with everything that's going on right now, and when I talk about new America, we have to be new Black America too. And start doing things differently and empowering ourselves and our kids while we can, before the judicial system gets us, because it still hasn't changed. So when we talk about securing our kids in a world where our kids need to be secured, where there are school shootings all the time, where kids are dying on campuses all the time, this is not nothing that it happens by happenstance or doesn't happen that often. Every year there's a school shooting. Every year there are several school shootings. It's gotten to the point where we try not to cover them because we don't want to sensationalize them, because we don't want these kids just to keep doing them just to make themselves famous. But it happens all the time. And we need to address these things. So let's do this as a community. Let's do this as people who give a fuck. I'm sorry for my language, especially on Sunday. But this comes at a time where, we're going to be a new normal. And so let's make that new normal everything we can do for our kids. Let's make that the new normal. Let's do that. Let's try that. I don't think we've tried that in a long, long time. Putting our kids first, putting everything that they need, all their needs first. All of them. At home, at school, socially, economically. Let's do everything for our kids. Because I think if we do, we will reap the benefits. There's an old adage, you reap what you sow. And I don't think we're sowing enough into our children. So let's do that. All right, we're going to take a break here. It's your boy Big J, city and county. Leave your comments, questions, concerns right here. Let's talk about them. Let's be honest. You know what I'm saying? That's what this forum is about. There are a lot of shows, there are a lot of podcasts on. And there's a lot of ways for us to be organized and talk. So this is just one of them. But we got to take a break. On the other side, we'll talk more NBA, Kyrie Irving, George Floyd, DPS, whatever you want. Right here, City and County, with your boy Big J. We'll be right back. City and County, your boy Big J. Beautiful Sunday afternoon here in Denver, Colorado. We are talking black community. We are talking DPS and removing security, as school resource officers. And I think we're going to talk a little NBA now. Kyrie Irving came out and said some really interesting things earlier this week about the NBA trying to come back and play. And I'm trying to find his exact comments because I don't want to, I want to give him his justice. But he's facing a lot of pushback. LeBron James, maybe the best in the game right now, is definitely pushing back. Austin Rivers is also pushing back. But I guess what the pushback is that Kyrie wants to sit out and doesn't feel like the NBA is being fair, and it feels like it's systemic racism, institutional racism, and he's not with the bullshit. That's part of his comments. I'm trying to find the whole comment, but you have other players saying that, you know what, Kyrie, you make more money than 90% of the NBA, so of course you feel like you can sit out. Other players need to make money. And I think all of this is it opens up a bigger issue, is that if you're in the NBA and you're making a set amount of money, which is a high dollar amount, we need to teach these people how to put their money away and do things with their money. That's financial literacy that we don't teach in our communities. The NBA is what, 90% black? So you think if we taught financial literacy in our community, these players that are making these huge sums of money wouldn't have to worry about that, and they can get civically and socially involved and not worry about having to pay the bills because they haven't taken care of their money. It all is connected in our community, and it doesn't seem like it is, but it's all connected. Everything is connected. Everything we go through, everything is on the news. You think it's not connected, but it is, because the things that Kyrie Irving is talking about, the institutional and systematic racism of the NBA and all professional sports, matter of fact, because ownership is not reflected in the NBA or the NFL, which are predominantly black. There's one black owner, if there's that. So, I mean, we really have to look at that. And we haven't done a good job with our children and teaching them about money and financial literacy in any community. And so we have all these kids who get to a level, work hard, make sacrifices, get to a level, and don't know what to do with their money, and are living check to check, just like they are if they're making minimum wage. There's a problem with that. And Kyrie Irving, who's making 90%, makes more than 90% of the league, you can't hate him. You can't hate him, right? you know? But we have to do better jobs teaching our kids, because if we do, then we don't have to worry about that. We don't have to worry about infighting, because these kids have learned how to take care of their money, learn where to put their money, learn to invest their money, learn to get residual income, learn to do this and that, and can really get involved with the community. Everything is connected for us. Everything. And we have to start understanding that. Everything is connected. We have to start doing, and it all goes back to doing better and doing right for our kids. That it all goes back to that, because we need to provide them with the tools that they need to be great adults in this world, because we know no one else is going to provide those tools, right? Because there are problems with our kids getting into college. Our kids are more incarcerated than go to college, so we can't get them the tools that way. How do we get them the information they need? We have to provide that ourselves. Organizations in the community need to provide that to our children. Shouts out to the Struggle of Love. Shouts out to Step to Success. Shouts out to McBride Impact. Shouts out to Kids Above Everything, my man Dane. Providing information to these kids that they can actually use going forward in the future, because that's what's going to help them. And I get that. I mean, and I'm like I'm saying, everything is connected. Everything is connected. If we teach these kids to save and invest their money, and who said that? I don't want to butcher your name. Stanisha? 100%. 100% agree with you. Because if we teach them that, then in situations like this, when we're like that, then our kids already know what to do with their money. They're already putting it up. They're already investing it. They're already saving it, right? So when a situation socially or civically comes up, they can get involved. And we are that much stronger as a community. It all starts with our kids, right? It all starts with our kids. We have to go back to that. Making them first. Putting them before our jobs, before our romances, before friendships, before anything. We got to put them young people that we are having, that are our offspring, we have to put them first. And that's just the truth. I mean, we don't talk about, and we don't tell each other the truth in our community nearly enough. You know what I'm saying? And shouts out to people who do tell the truth. Brother Jeff, Shay, you know what I'm saying? Soul, BP, Brandon Pryor, Candace, Biz, all y'all tell the truth. We need more truth tellers. We need more teachers and educators teaching our kids the things that they really need to know. Yes, they need math, science, and English, but we need to teach them socially and civically responsibly. We need to teach them financial literacy so they can get involved and be involved and stay involved. Because if we strengthen our community, we don't have to worry about gentrification, because we're sustaining it, right? We're sustaining ourselves, we're sustaining our homes, and we're sustaining our communities. So we'll be gentrification proof. It all starts with kids. Everything we're talking about right now, from NBA to George Floyd, starts with our children. 100%. They're all connected. They're all connected. We got to start understanding that. We have a connection. We got a comment from Dominic Hayes. I'm sorry. Real talk. Our youth, future leaders. Our youth are future leaders in this world, but it still requires us to guide them. And you're right. We need to be that steward. You know what I'm saying? We need to be captain of the ship, but we can't, because we're working and we're leaving our kids at home, and they're out doing whatever they're doing, because we're just trying to make ends meet, right? And provide them a safe place to live, in a good place to live. And that's the problem we have in far Northeast. You got parents out there who got their kids out of situations in Park Hill or the East Side that was, gang related, and moved them out to Green Valley, took an extra shift just to provide their kids a different way of life. And these kids are unsupervised, and now they're still getting into the shit that they moved away from. We have a lot in our community that we got to deal with, man. 100%. We do. We gotta get our kids right, because if we get our kids right, we get ourselves right. They're our future. I mean, we keep talking about that. I mean, Whitney Houston sung about it. I believe the kids are the future, or the children. She's the children. But they are. 100%. And we forgot that along the way. When we started wanting to go to rump shaker contest and 2-for-1s, 3-for-1s at the club. And yes, we work hard. We work harder than anybody else, it seems, just to make ends meet in our community. And it just seems like, we're out there, we're struggling because everything is against us, right? All the laws are against us. All the people hate us, but they want to be us. And so we're fighting all these things, and we're forgetting, and we're protecting our kids, but we're not giving them what they need. We gotta arm them. We gotta give them the tools. We gotta give them the knowledge that they need to compete in this world going forward. Just real talk. Because if we solve those problems, if we just take care of that, we don't have to worry about nothing else. We don't got to worry about Kyrie's statements. We ain't got to worry about other young black people pushing back on what he's saying, because we're all in same lockstep with each other saying, hey, we need to take care of our money. We need to take care of people in our communities. We need to do better. We need to reach out to our friends who ain't doing so well and make sure that we tell them we love them and encourage them to do better. And this is our community. We rather talk about people than help them. We rather kick people when they're down than help them. And it's amazing to me. Like, where does, we keep seeing these shootings and these murders on TV. And we're going to blame the people who are doing these things, and they need blame. And we need to place blame on them. But we also need to place blame on us. And we don't like to hear that. And we get called names for saying, something's wrong with us sometimes because of all these economic and social obstacles that they put in front of us. Yes, they're there, and they're real, and they're every day in our community. But we have to do the things that we can do in our community, and one of those things is keeping our kids educated and safe. And we have to start making the right decisions for these kids. 100%. Got to put them first, because all of these things are connected. Our kids are watching, they're learning. And believe it or not, some of us are our kids' idols. It's not Jay-Z, Beyonce, Odell Beckham. It's you. Look in the mirror. Your kid loves and respects you. So teach them what they need. Give them what they need. Show them what they need. Real talk, man. Because we solving these problems. We have all these problems in our community, and the answers to all the problems that we face in our community are right inside all of us. We have the answers to all the problems in our community. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. We just got to get over ourselves. We got to get past the bullshit, the animosity, the judgment, the jealousy that we give ourselves in our own community. Because once we get past that and we start giving our kids what they need for the future, our strength is immeasurable. But we have to learn to harness it and bring that strength and that power and all of those resources into our community and build us up. We have everything we need. We're as strong as we need to be. We've proved that the last 3 weeks. We've proved that for 400 years with everything that they've thrown at us, from slavery to Jim Crow to AIDS to crack to incarceration, all these obstacles. And we just keep busting them down because that's who we are. That's who we are. We got to harness that and teach our kids, because we're kings and queens. We come from them. We're kidnapped. But we have built this country. Built it. Our blood, sweat, tears, and freedom have built this country. Real talk. And they talk about the money that have been lost in all these riots. They talk about that. But let each dollar that has been lost in these riots represent one black person that has been unjustly killed by police. One kid, one man, woman, or child that has been unjustly killed by police. Let one of those dollars represent them. Let a dollar reflect all the people who've been unjustly incarcerated and separated from their families. Let a dollar reflect them. Let a dollar reflect all the people that we lost during Jim Crow, when it was just okay to pick us up out. Let a dollar reflect each one of those people. Let a dollar reflect all the people we lost during slavery. All the horrors and everything that we dealt with, the separation, the beatings, the humiliation, the bondage. Let a dollar reflect each one of those souls that went through that. Let a dollar reflect all the Africans that we lost in the Middle Passage, picking slaves up in Africa, bringing them over here, throwing them overboard because there wasn't enough food. How many did we lose? Let a dollar reflect each one of those people. And at the end of the day, if we get all those dollars that reflect all those things that we went through, and we total those things up, we still short. America, you still owe us. We still got to tally. We still got to, you know what I'm saying? There's still a bill out there. America, you owe. And as black people, we know that, right? As people of color, brown people too. They owe us. But we owe ourselves. And we got to do that. We're better. So we got to start acting like that. We owe that to them young people. So we owe too. Like America owes that to us, we owe that to our people. All right? So we're going to take a quick break. We're going to wrap up on the other side. This is City and County with Big J. We're going to give away a couple t-shirts, as I said, to the best comments on the stream right now. So definitely get them comments and questions in, because we're going to definitely give some t-shirts away. Shouts out to McBride Impact. Shouts out to James Montoya Moro for making these t-shirts for us, man. We got some great t-shirts coming. Hoodies is fantastic, man. Shouts out to my crew, Sam, Tuggs, Cassie, the whole McBride Impact staff, man, for doing it, man. Shouts out to Dane and everybody else, man. But we're going to come back on the other side and wrap this thing up. It's City and County with Big J. We'll be back. City and County with Big J. We appreciate everybody that has joined us in the comments. We're going to pick the best comment out. Comments can still keep going. We're going to keep this open until, I think, 10 p.m. tonight. Then we'll see the comments. But make sure you check out the show. Leave those comments and questions, and we'll definitely get the winner a McBride Impact t-shirt and an America You Owe t-shirt, man. And remember, America owes, but so do we. We need to get this message to our kids and get them what they need so they can be successful in this world, man. We owe that to them. All right. I'm gonna holler at y'all next Sunday. I think next Sunday we got I think we're gonna have Ken Ho from West Side who bought the Park Hill Golf Course. We're gonna have him on. He's gonna talk to us about what's going on with the Park Hill Golf Course. We're gonna learn the truth because I think there's a lot of different stories going on right now. So we're gonna sit him down, and you guys are more than welcome to ask him questions about what's going on with that property, because we need to know. And we need to do something and keep that in our community and make that relevant in our community, though. So we got it. Make sure you keep them comments and questions coming in. You can rewatch the show. Like I said, we're going to keep the feed going until 10 p.m. Get your questions or comments in. We're going. Like I said, we're going to keep it going. We're going to pick the best. I think we'll do best 5 to 10. I mean, we got shirts. You know what I'm saying? We're doing it like that. You know what I'm saying? We can give them t-shirts away, man. We really do appreciate everybody that supports us. Coming up, we got our backpack drive, Fresh 101, free school supplies and haircuts. This is going to be the 9th year of that. We did 1,687 backpacks last year. We're looking to eclipse that. Kids are going to have to go to school. They're going to need stuff. So we're going to make sure we get that to them this year. So make sure you go to McBrideImpact.org. We love when you guys support us with donations. We can get things out to the kids that we need to get out to them. So we give them a backpack full of school supplies, something that should last them, a semester. We just want to get them what they need in class and get them a fresh cut. So, you know what I'm saying, give them that confidence and that peace of mind that they're looking good, and all that is past them. So make sure you hit the McBride Impact and donate to that. We got a lot of different things coming, you know what I'm saying? Let me read some of these comments before I let you go. My boy Tally, hey man, I know you with me 100%, man. I appreciate that. Kitty Melton, I have a 5-year-old I work with all the time. A lot of people with him, what program? We have programs, definitely contact us, McBrideImpact.org. You can leave us an email there. You can email me, Jason at McBrideImpact.org also. This marble shirt. Yeah, you got it, Dominic, man. I'm gonna make sure I get you the link to where you can get this, man. I get a lot of these shirts, man. I'm a superhero fan, definitely. We got a lot of different comments to go through, man. So definitely keep leaving these comments. We have a lot to go through, man. Make sure you leave your comment or your question. Leaders are out here, but we need more. It takes a village, and we need to come back to our village. And you're right, you know what I'm saying? But we got to get the kids in that village what they need, you know what I'm saying? And we got to take care of what is the most precious. We don't have a lot of natural resources in this country. We don't have any. We don't have land. We don't have gold. We don't have oil, natural gas, nothing. All we have is us. All we have is black people. And our own natural resources is the young people coming up. Them is the ones who's going to take care of us. Them is the ones who's going to make sure that we're straight. Them is the ones who's going to lead the younger people behind them into the future. So we have to arm them people. So we definitely love these comments, man. We can get you, like I said, we got McBride Impacts, and we got America UO t-shirts. That's in the link. I'm gonna put that t-shirt in the links. You can pick that up. You can order those. Those are also $20. These are $20 if you want to just order. We have hoodies that say McBride Impact also, man. Fresh, soft hoodies, man. They hot right now. But we can get them also. You know what I'm saying? So definitely, man, we appreciate all the love that we got today. We appreciate the conversation. We appreciate the honesty. We have so much to do as a community, man. Let's start to do that, man, because we have a long journey. I mean, the journey's so long that, people my age, we won't see it to the end. We have a long way to go. So let's start walking. Let's start walking that path and putting our kids where they need to be. City and County, it's your boy Big J. We'll holler at y'all next week.
All right, boys and girls, hogs and playettes, welcome back to The Issue, your guide to music, arts, and entertainment, from my town to your town, from the mainstream to underground. Join us as we push The Issue.
This is J.P. Banks.
Yeah, I can see through the faking. I'm a young millionaire in the making. I done been broken, that hurts. I told him that the earth is my turf, so I get money and wiggle to another spot, wiggle to another spot, wiggle to another spot. Run it up and wiggle to another spot, wiggle to another spot, wiggle to another spot. iTunes cut the check, me and Tone split it. Mama pushed me out the womb, told me go get it. Your girl jacked my Instagram, she ain't got no business. Swing the Mac at a nigga like I know tennis. So pitiful, street so political. You a sucker, he a sucker, nigga identical. I got rich off my scale, then retired it. But I'm still plugged in like a fire stick. Cause I'm a king like Griffey. Like cornbread, I'm to the money in a jiffy. So can you stand the rain like Missy? I miss Cac like the world miss Nipsey. I still rep the block still. I humped her in a wheelchair, now she call me Hot Wheels. Yes, I can K-Tona, niggas don't pray for you, these niggas pray on you. Yeah, I can see through the faking. I'm a young millionaire in the making. I done been broken, that hurts. I told him that the earth is my turf, so I get money and wiggle to another spot, wiggle to another spot, wiggle to another spot. Run it up and wiggle to another spot, wiggle to another spot, wiggle to another spot.
I've been getting money since 6th grade. Got my first $80 from a chick, man. And I got it off of game and candy. Ever since I had to be down like Brandy. By 10th grade, I bought my own vehicle. It wasn't cheap or expensive, but it was reasonable. I draw that thing all across the map. Deals on wheels, what you know about that? I've been getting paid in CO. I went to school and took my talents to the mall. Me and Doe took the van to Carolina. Focus on business, wasn't worried about vagina. I hit Arizona for the heat. I go to San Diego for the beach. Of course Colorado come first, but if you ask where I'm from, I say the earth is my turf, nigga.
Yeah, I can see through the faking. I'm a young millionaire in the making. I done been broken, that hurts. I told him that the earth is my turf, so I get money and wiggle to another spot, wiggle to another spot, wiggle to another spot. Run it up and wiggle to another spot, wiggle to another spot, wiggle to another spot.
All aboard!
Easy drill.
Slut, see that's my slant, and we go black about that shit, about that shit. They get cool, we load that Uzi, grab that tit, grab that tit. They said it's sticky, grab that blicky, leave 'em wet. When I step in back, they gon' pay me my respect, though. I know they mad at me, I got my weight up, my weight up. No, we can't talk right now, I'm zoning out. If they tapping right now, I know it's cloud. I think I found a wave, I found a route. They say I got the drip, they like my style. When I hit 100K, I'm showing out.
y García es su apellido. Cuentan con muchos amigos por el modo que he tenido. En las calles él creció, la recorrió desde niño y allá en Denver, Colorado, él emprendió su camino, trabajando con su gente, como Fernie es conocido.
Just do it. Just do it. Just do it. What you talking about? Oh yeah, big chick on deck. Just do it. Jump on a little bit, go stupid. Big nigga with the block, got moving. Get your hoe like Cupid. Yeah, just do it. Just do it. Just do it. Just do it. Big chick on deck. Just do it. Jump on a little bit, go stupid. Big nigga with the block, got moving. Zoom, yeah. Get your hoe like Cupid. Just do it. Do it, do it, just do it. Do it, do it, just do it. Yeah, just do it. Big slime, the big dog. Get money, give a fuck about y'all. Straight drop and I got it on call. I just lean like a cholo, don't fall. Ayy, big flame, drop clean. 10 bottles and I'm up that lean. Jump on little bitch like Bo now. Off a bean and the weed smells so loud. Go stupid, drop flame. I ain't trippin', got the 30 let bang. Let me holler at my bitch cocaine. Big check on deck, that's gang, yeah. Big check on deck, just do it. Jump on a little bit, go stupid. Big nigga with the block, got moving. Get your hoe like Cupid. Yeah, just do it. Just do it. Just do it. Just do it. Big check on deck, just do it. Jump on a little bit, go stupid. Big nigga with the block, got moving. Yeah, get your hoe like Cupid. Just do it. Do it, do it, just do it. Do it, do it, just do it. Yeah, do it, yeah. With Pyrex, ain't no flex. Drop a 10 that fit, yeah, what's next? Bang my set, ain't no sweat. Do a 10 red bottle when I step. On my santo, on the vato. Look at shorty, got mad like a banco. Keep it real, I'm a glow like Sancho. Buzzing for me, babe, yeah, free Nando. Got Holly, that full set. Y'all boys get money, that female. Set the swap, we in the thing, yeah, ain't a bait. Big check on deck, that's gang. Ooh. Big check on deck, just do it. Jump on a little bit, go stupid. Big nigga with the block, got moving. Get your hoe like Cupid. Yeah, just do it. Just do it. Just do it. Just do it. Big check on deck, just do it. Jump on a little bit, go stupid. Big nigga with the block, got moving. Yeah, get your hoe like Cupid. Just do it. Just do it. Just do it. Just do it.
I need a play right now, barely got a place to stay right now. Pray the plug is on the way right now. Smoking on a wedding cake right now. Right now, right now, right now. Yeah, right now, right now, right now. I need a play right now, barely got a place to stay right now. Pray the plug is on the way right now. Smoking on a wedding cake right now. Right now, right now, right now. Yeah, right now, right now, right now. I need some cake right now. Ain't got time for niggas fake right now. Bad little bitches on my line right now. Damn, a nigga feel like Drake right now. Yeah, give me them keys to the beat. Don't pull up if you got seeds in the P. Nah, you ain't gon' sell it to me. Nigga, I wouldn't inhale it for free. Nah, you making them posts about my life. It seem like you jealous to me. The whole hood say you a rat. It seem like you telling to me. When I heard it, got a nigga nervous. Thinking about all the times a nigga served you. I'm talking kush cakes with the sherbet. I don't trust you on my hip, it's a furnace. I need a play right now. Barely got a place to stay right now. Pray the plug is on the way right now. Smoking on a wedding cake right now. Right now, right now. Right now. Yeah. Right now, right now. Right now. I need a play right now. Barely got a place to stay right now. Pray the plug is on the way right now. Smoking on a wedding cake right now. Right now, right now. Right now. Yeah. Right now, right now. Right now. Bitch, I done see my older brother murdered. 2011, and nigga still hurting. Mac 11, so that shit to the Brody. The clip was too big, I couldn't keep it on me. He told me he knew that boy Ace was a phony. Better not ever bring around your little homie. Should've listened, now I'm down like I'm stalling. You never knew unless you niggas just know me. Told J Bose in the Addy. I just sent a package to Dallas. I hope they ain't tracking my mileage. This French designer, no stylist. You niggas just show me you snake. And I see you shedding a day. Comments told me keep on stacking away. If you sent me your money last week, probably gon' get your packs today. Damn, a young nigga back today. Side bitch just blocked me like Ace. Now my new bitch looking so great. Old hoes have nothing to say. Bitch, I know you wish you would stay. I done seen bitches fuck on hella niggas, then go kiss they man in the face. Looking up to the stars, little hoe. That ain't gon' get you no rape. I just put you bricks in the safe, and I'm not about to ship them today. Your hoe says you miss me today, so I'm thinking I'm about to stay tonight. And if that pussy good enough.
That was a cold segment of the issue there. Let me tell you that if you enjoyed that vibe, go ahead and keep tuning in, because we're going to be here every single week just for y'all. Also, go ahead and submit your content to ournetwork@gmail.com.